Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Welcome to my channel, whether you're new or you're coming back, and welcome to my new surrounding for this week until I'm ready with my backdrop and it's gonna be back to the usual. Hope you enjoyed the miracles message. So it says miracles happen to those who believe, and isn't that the truth? I also have a little candle here to give us additional enforcement of the channel with spirit and with warmth and positive connection. Today I'm gonna do a little bit different read. So first of all, I've got the Beyond the Lemuria oracle deck, and at the end I'm gonna pull some messages for both of the twins with it. But in general, so we're gonna proceed with our normal energy check reading. However, instead of just the general energy, cards, I'm gonna be pulling the response to the question: what are we currently avoiding? The feminines, the masculines, and in the connection, right? For this specific connection, individually and together. It's almost like a third entity, right? When we're talking about the connection, and it could be a completely different topic than when we talk about our individual divine feminine and divine masculine, right? So we're gonna take a look at that. And yeah, if we have time, I also got my Hermit Tarot deck. Maybe we'll put some messages between the twins. We'll see how it goes. And I'm actually gonna start with an oracle deck, but it's gonna be the wisdom of the oracle today. So let's get started. And remember, this is a general read, so only take what resonates for you. And if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to my channel, to share the video, to add a comment, you know the drill. Okay, and we have the Loyal Heart for the feminines today, number 35. I love this one. It's like a soulmate card, but even better, because actually in this deck we have a soulmate card with penguins. The Loyal Heart means that there is someone in your life who's really loyal to you, like forever loyal. It can be your twin flame, but I mean, it is your twin flame actually already. But I have a feeling that this is talking about someone else, someone significant in your life, who's already in your life, most likely, who is very, very loyal. And I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, even if something went down between you two, or maybe life separated you at a certain time, but you know that that person has got your back, and right now you're being reminded of that energy. And probably if you already know who I'm talking about, you're already starting to feel the warmth in your heart center as you remember, the experiences together, the presence of that person in your life. And it seems like we'll get the cards, of course, but it seems like that is the energy that you need right now, that you can use as a kind of a, to start the engine, so to speak, to encourage you in some way, maybe to inspire you to pursue something different. So if you have a chance to get in touch with that person, please do. If you don't, 35 comes to 8, which is about taking action. At least dive into that energy space, and you can energetically connect to that person. You can dive into that feeling, right? And notice what kind of feelings, emotions, ideas it's going to give you. Okay, what do we have for divine masculines today? All right. I was bragging that this table I don't have to fetch the cards, but actually I do this specific time. Oh, it's a good one. It's Between Worlds. It's like, I'm calling it a nicer or fancier version of a death card. It's like in between space, right? But it's turning from black and white into the color, which is the most important part, right? That is the transformation for the better. So right now, masculines may not even understand what that to-be state is like, because they're still undergoing transformation. They know something weird is happening, but it's not completely clear, like why or what is the goal, right? So they're kind of under the influence. They're just having to sort of respond to the new energies, to the new thoughts they're having, maybe new people that they're meeting, right? because the energy changes, then our outside life starts changing as well. Maybe they notice the behavior of people around them that they didn't notice before, and suddenly it starts pissing them off. Or another thing is, on the contrary, is more joyful than ever, and they never appreciated it before. Things like that, right? So I'm strongly feeling that this is an internal transformation that, of course, will manifest itself externally, but right now that's what's happening. And it's number 3, if that makes a difference for you guys. Okay, we'll move to the tarot, and today I'm going to be using the Steampunk Tarot. I haven't used it for a while, so yeah, let's do that. So what are the divine feminines avoiding at this time? What do we need to know about what are divine feminines avoiding? Consciously or subconsciously, it can be either or. So if I'm mentioning something and you don't recognize what it could be about, then again, dive deeper and feel through it. Like, how does it make you feel? And if you start getting emotional, you know, there's something there for sure. But there are a lot of things, that's how our psyche works, that our deepest triggers are actually often so well suppressed that it's very hard to admit it to ourselves, just like, you know, just like that, just like you wake up and yeah, I'm totally like, I have this kind of patterns, or it's hard for me to face XYZ. You know, that's not usually the case. And that's why people go into therapy. They use different techniques in therapy to be able to remember those experiences and, you know, make those connections between those events from the past and how it impacts our lives now. We have Ace of Swords and 8 of Wands. That's a great start. What do we have for divine masculines? And I'll pull some clarifiers too. 2 of Swords. What do we have about the connection? What are we avoiding in this connection? With twin flames watching. What do we need to know about what are we avoiding? 6 of Cups. There you go. Sometimes you could be avoiding the good stuff, you know. Not like avoiding in this case, but not honoring it enough. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Got the After Tarot deck. So please clarify 8 of Wands, Ace of Swords for the feminines. Oop. 3 of Wands. Please clarify 2 of Swords. Here so you can see better. Okay, we got King of Swords and 9 of Cups. Okay, and please clarify 6 of Cups for the connection. Ace of Swords, 2 aces of Swords. Okay, quite a few swords actually. All right, so for the feminines, what are we avoiding? We have the Ace of Swords with 8 of Wands, and it's clarified by 3 of Wands. So what I'm getting is we could be avoiding at this time the downloads that we're getting that are helping us manifest our happiness, that are helping us see the truth. So we could be dismissing those messages as something that comes from our ego, or something that we made up, or something that cannot possibly be true for one or another reason. But actually those are important pieces of information to kind of put the puzzle together to answer your questions. It may not be direct, but that again depends on how you ask the question too, right? So be conscious of that. But regardless, you guys are trying to help you with that information so that you know what's really going on, or why are you going through what you're going through at the moment. So please do not be dismissive of those messages, even if they seem silly or not related to what you're asking about or thinking about. But there is something there that's very important. For the feminine, for the masculines, we have 2 of Swords clarified by King of Swords and Nine of Cups. So yeah, for this I'm getting that, and you know that Two of Swords are oftentimes like, this is the dilemma between dilemma of choosing between head and heart space. And what I'm getting with this, that divine masculines are avoiding, they are avoiding the fact that they actually know the truth. They know what is the right choice, what is the noble choice, the kind choice, the loving choice. And it's the path to, it's a spiritual path, it's a path of transformation, of growing, right? And sometimes they choose instead to go with self-indulgence or with an easy way out, with something that they can easily manifest, right? It's a lot harder to manifest your success, you know, following the spiritual path. Well, not harder, but it might take longer. It may be more challenging to get to a certain level of ascension, rather than just, you know, dream and think and manifest about, I don't know, I mean, they have food here, like food or a new car or vacation somewhere or getting sex from someone or whatever it is, right? Like simple things. It's like, yeah, I'm a simple person, I don't need anything else. But there's a bigger truth out there that the masculines are denying that. And maybe for their friends, that's really what it is, right? And that's why they think that, yeah, I mean, those people are happy, so I should be happy with this. But in reality, they actually know that that's not the case. And the moon, the lunation events and their interaction with divine feminine, maybe with other energetically strong people, is pushing them into the other direction. And there is that internal conflict, which is again Two of Swords here. There is the internal conflict as like, one moment they are like telling themselves that they're happy and they're trying to believe it. They think that they believe it. The other moment they do not feel balanced and content. They have this anxiety and they feel like, you know, they need to go another direction. But they can't put their finger on what it is because they keep denying it, right? So there's no space for that energy to grow, to bring in more information. And finally, we have the connection space. We have Six of Cups clarified by Ace of Swords. Another Ace of Swords, by the way, right? And like I was saying, this is not so much a denying, but it's like, it's almost like ignoring or dismissing the benefits of this connection and how much happiness and love it's brought to both of the twins, regardless of what is currently happening in 3D. Are you in a good space, in a bad space? Are you tired of this journey? Are you angry with your twin flame, you know, or heartbroken? It's important to constantly, like frequently, continuously acknowledge, you know, the truth, not like the fairy tale. You know, do not exaggerate, do not make things up, but also that's another skill, right? To be able to dive deeper into the truth, even if it's uncomfortable truth. And positive truth can be uncomfortable as well, because if you're used to thinking that they don't value me, or they like breaking my heart, or they just don't care, or whatever else, right? It's easier to just stick with that story. And it's harder even for our psyche to acknowledge that it's not a one-sided story, that there is a lot of goodness that has come from this, right? Finding that, appreciating that, cherishing that, that's going to help you attract more of that stuff. And remembering that this connection goes through lifetimes. So there's actually a lot more goodness that you haven't acknowledged yet from those previous travels, adventures, you know, saving the world kind of missions that you can still uncover, especially if you connect to, you know, to the higher power. You can do, there are all kinds of techniques of traveling through lifetimes, right? But at least connecting to your guides so that you can remember, so that you know, you have more information from those experiences that you cannot remember. Okay, let me pull the cards from Beyond Lemuria. The first card of guidance will be for Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine's watching this. What is the guidance at this moment? Our ancient future. Wow, I was just talking about lifetimes, right? Many, many lifetimes that we've traveled together. Let me, it's actually the, I'll check with the book. This is actually the picture from the cover. which is interesting. 39. Wisdom from indigenous peoples, ancestors holding the keys for the future, ancient remembering. You see, that's what I was talking about. Bloodliness, how the past affects the future, a time to step up, timeless power symbols, activations for powerful shifts. Let me read the divinatory meaning as well. This card is imbued with activations for a new paradigm. You are now being showered with blessings in preparation for a transformation. It may be turbulent at times, but you will grow and heal through the coming journey. Partake in activities that help you drop into a meditative state as often as possible. Use clearing tools to raise your vibration and don't get caught up on the destination. Focus on the journey and experience. You can navigate a situation you have no experience with by being truly present. Integrity and intuition will be your guide. Beautiful. Okay, we have that for the feminines. Let's get a card for the masculines. Ooh, sacral chakra. That's matching. The core of creation. That is a masculine chakra. Let me find it. Yeah, so responsible for feelings, emotional responses, pleasure, sensuality, intimacy, connection, letting go, creativity, sacred sexuality, passion, healthy boundaries, valuing the body. So this is a chakra card, so it's treated a little bit different in this deck and in the book. In order to restore it, just really the message here, right? To pay attention to this chakra, to this energy. You're supposed to get in touch with your creativity and embrace your natural expression, however it looks to you. The way you live in an art form, a unique expression of yourself. You can dance through challenge, sing through restriction, and paint your reality. The healing position will be lower abdomen and pelvis area. The color is vibrant orange. You have specific rituals for this chakra, of course, you're welcome to use those. Okay, I think I'm gonna finish here for today. I hope this has been useful for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading, and I'll be back with more very, very soon.